Okay, so here we are at Atlanta in the Cup Series. I'm going to try to lay down a decent lap here, and then I'll talk about the line I run and talk about the setup I use. Keys to Atlanta to me are you want to be at the very bottom of the track, especially on exit. It seems like that's where you'll pick up a tenth or two, is staying at the bottom like I was there on the exit of both 2 and 4. I start the turn early, as I call it, in both 2 and 4. You can see right there as I was coming in, I try to be off the wall before I hit that first red stripe on the outside wall. Atlanta has red, white, blue stripes. Before I hit that first red stripe, I try to be off the wall. I breathe the throttle just a little bit, kind of at the entry to 1. It's really kind of the middle of 1, not the entry. I don't try to run it wide open if that's a little hard on the tires and a little hard to control. And I'm right down at the bottom on the dog legs. That wasn't a good lap, but without any cars around me, maybe I can lay down a more respectable lap here. That's getting a little higher than I want on exit, but we'll see if I can still make a decent lap out of it. Didn't get really loose in 3 and 4 there. You get loose in 3 and 4, you're spinning the tires, and that is, even if you can stay in the gas, that's not a good lap time. This is more how you want to run 1 and 2, hugging the bottom all the way around. See if I can get it through 3 and 4 just as good, and then we'll talk about the setup.
That was a great lap.
So that is a 29.3. That is not the fastest lap you'll see online, but I think it's a respectable lap. Let's go to the garage and talk about the setup a little bit. So things to talk about in the setup. It seems like I am constantly at Atlanta battling a loose middle condition. And that's where I do a lot of things with the bump and rebound settings that you see here. Bump and rebound settings are good for adjusting when you have a loose or tight condition in a specific part of the track, such as corner entry, corner exit, or corner middle. I have separate videos on how you can adjust for what each one of these settings does and whether it affects the car entry, middle, or tight, or entry, middle, or exit. So you can watch those. Other things that are pretty characteristic of my setups, I run a pretty low front weight. I like that because I think it makes the car easier to adjust. The front car is a little lighter, so if I need to make an adjustment, say in air pressure or spring rate, it seems like I don't have to make as much of an adjustment to get a change in how the car handles. If I am running a heavier front weight, 51, 52%, it seems like you got to move those springs or tire pressures quite a bit, maybe a pound or pound and a half, to feel a difference in how the car performs. With a lighter front, usually a quarter pound or a half pound, and I can feel a difference in how the car is driving. I don't run, I run a wedge pretty close to the middle here, again because wedge affects how the car turns, at least through the middle of the corner, and I don't want that to be too loose in the middle. Other things that are characteristics here, I am not very aggressive on the camber. Camber makes your tires wear, and you have huge problems with tire wear at Atlanta no matter what you do. I'm not going to make it worse by getting real aggressive on the camber. Numbers farther away from 0 are more aggressive on camber, more closer to 0 are more conservative on camber. So I'm not real aggressive on camber. I have the sensitivity on my wheel set up pretty high, so I feel like that makes the car a little twitchy in places. So I've got the wheel lock dialed way back. That will also address a little bit of a loose condition, but it will also make the steering a little less responsive. And I've got the sensitivity setting on the wheel up pretty high, so that kind of counterbalances that because it makes it a little twitchy at places like Atlanta. I don't get real aggressive on the grill tape either. I like to have the car running somewhere 245 or below at the end of the straightaway. I feel like you get above that and it starts to impact the car's performance. That may just be me, but I feel like you're losing a tenth or so because the engine is so hot. It's almost like it's bogging down. So that is about all I have to say about the Atlanta setup. Thank you for watching. If there's any questions you have or any tracks where you'd like to see a setup for, please leave it in the comment section. And if you would please like and subscribe to my channel, it would be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for watching, and hope this was helpful to you.